Hi everyone, I'm Not Whelm, and this is Puppy Playtime, Chapter 4, The Story Explained. Puppy Playtime Chapter 4 is finally here, and this chapter changes everything. Shocking reveals, devastating losses, and a betrayal that no one saw coming. From the terrifying truth behind the prototype to the heartbreaking fate of Safe Haven, this chapter completely redefines what we thought we knew about Playtime Co. But before we dive into the full story, I have something special for you guys. I'm giving away 2 free copies of Puppy Playtime Chapter 4. To enter, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your favorite moment or theory about Chapter 4 below. I'll announce the winners in my next video, so make sure that you stay tuned. Now, let's break down everything that happened in Safe Haven, starting from the very beginning. Chapter 4 picks up exactly where Chapter 3 left off. After watching the Hour of Joy, we begin our descent into the depths of Playtime Co. We know there are new threats waiting for us, but before Poppy can finally explain her plan, we hear a horrifying scream. It's Kissy Missy. Poppy, panicked, immediately abandons us, taking the elevator back to the surface to try and save her. Just like that, we're alone again, left to deal with whatever nightmares are lurking below. The first thing we see is pure destruction. The factory floor is covered in massive piles of discarded toys, but it's not just broken plastic. These toys are bloody, limbless, and torn apart. The bigger bodies innovative created giant, aggressive toys, and many of them turned on each other during the Hour of Joy. The factory became a war zone, and only the strongest survived. The remnants of the battle are all around us. Our goal becomes clear. We need to reach the Playtime Prison, a hidden underground facility that once held Playtime Co.'s twisted experiments. But during the massacre of the Hour of Joy, it also became a desperate refuge for surviving staff and orphans. Now, it's a decaying ruin filled with dangers far worse than anything we've ever faced. As we make our way through the factory, the horror of what happened here becomes impossible to ignore. Blood stains the walls, toy parts are scattered across the floors, and the air is filled with a suffocating sense of fear. We start finding notes and VHS tapes detailing what happened to the experiments locked inside the Playtime Prison. This is where we learn more about Harley Sawyer, also known as the Doctor. He was the mastermind behind the Bigger Bodies initiative, the very program that led to the creation of Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, and so many other monstrous toys. And even though he's no longer human, he's still alive, watching us, waiting. As we push forward, we're suddenly attacked by nightmare critters, grotesque creatures born from Playtime Co.'s failed experiments. These creatures aren't just mindless monsters, they're starving. After a decade of pure survival, they see us as nothing more than prey. And unfortunately, we're not the only ones being haunted. Just when it seems like we're done for, a new character appears. Doey the Dough Man. Unlike everything else we've seen, Doey isn't violent. Instead, he leads us to Safe Haven, the last refuge for toys and orphans trapped in Playtime Prison. But Safe Haven isn't exactly safe. The toys here aren't just frightened, they're starving, broken, and completely distrustful. Not just of the Doctor, but also of Poppy. And that's when we learn a devastating truth. Poppy knew about the Hour of Joy. When the massacre began, Poppy vanished. He left Doey and the others to fend for themselves for over a decade. And now she suddenly wants to take control again, revealing her true plan to burn down the entire factory, taking the prototype with it. At first, this seems like a great idea. until we realize what it really means. Poppy doesn't plan to let anyone leave Playtime Co. alive, even if it means sacrificing innocent toys and orphans. She's willing to end everything to make sure that the prototype is destroyed. Doey refuses to let this happen, but before we can deal with Poppy, we have another mission. To protect Safe Haven, we have to take down the Doctor. The journey to reach him is brutal. We're first to battle through his minions, including Yarnaby, Baba Chops, and countless nightmare critters. And as we progress, the Doctor taunts us, forcing us to question everything. Finally, we reach his lair, and instead of a monstrous final boss, we find something unexpected. Harley Sawyer is nothing more than a brain in a vat. His entire existence is now controlled through his Omni tool and an army of security bots. But even in this state, he refuses to go down without a fight. After an intense battle, we finally overload his system, destroying everything in the process. As he dies, his final words haunt us.
You saved no one.
With the Doctor dead, we return to Safe Haven, only to realize that we've been tricked. The prototype launches a brutal attack, slaughtering the remaining survivors. Doey tries to protect them, but he's too late. Consumed by guilt, he transforms into a monstrous reptilian beast, and in one of the game's most tragic moments, we're forced to fight him. But the biggest twist is yet to come.
Ollie! Something's gone horribly wrong. The safe haven...
Shelf ventilation block B6. Is this where you are, Poppy?
What?
Stay where you are.
And listen closely. You're not going to run. You're not going to fight. The charade is over.
Who is this?
An obvious question with an obvious answer.
What did you do with Ollie?
I'm right here, Poppy.
Prototype. Please.
It's time to come home.
Poppy.
Ollie was the prototype the entire time. The voice that had been guiding us, helping us survive, was manipulating us from the very beginning. And to make things worse, Poppy flees, abandoning us and Kissy Missy to save herself. The chapter ends with Kissy Missy sacrificing her arm to save us as we fall deeper into the depths of Playtime Co. But just when we think it's over, we discover something shocking. Huggy Wuggy is alive. Deep within Playtime Co.'s secret labs, an alarm sounds. A new nightmare is coming, and Chapter 5 is about to take us even deeper into the horror of Playtime Co. Even though Chapter 4 gave us a lot of answers, it also set up some huge questions for what's coming next. Poppy left us behind. Was she really trying to stop the prototype, or did she have her own plans all along? And with the prototype finally revealing himself, what does he actually want? Was all of this just the beginning of something much bigger? And of course, Huggy Wuggy is back. After everything that happened, why now? Is he another pawn of the prototype, or is he the only one strong enough to stop him? There's a lot to break down, and I'll be covering all these theories and what Chapter 4's ending really means in my next video. Chapter 4 completely changes the story of Poppy Playtime, revealing Poppy's darkest secrets, the prototype's master plan, and the heartbreaking reality of Safe Haven. What do you think about Ollie's betrayal, and what will Huggy Wuggy's return mean for Chapter 5? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to enter the giveaway for your chance to win a free copy of Poppy Playtime Chapter 4.